Problem 1. Find the rate of change. Explain what it means. How do you find the rate of change from a table? We treat time as our x values and distance as our y values. How much does the distance increase? How many? And how much does time increase? 2. What about the next time? And the next time? And the next time? And the next time? 2. So we make a ratio. We want the change in y over the change in x. So that is 104 over 2. Can you simplify that? What would that be? So that means 52 miles in 1 hour. That is your rate of change. Number 2. Let's see, the rate of change is constant. Question? Son?
I put every 2 hours you travel 104 miles.
That's fine. That's the same thing. They're gonna have this. So if it's multiple choice, they're gonna have this. So I want you to be able to see that if you have 104 and 2, I want you to be able to simplify it. But if you explained it that way, then you completely explained it. Number 2 says the rate of change is constant in the graph. Find the rate of change. Well, this time it's a graph. We still want the change in y over the change in x. The change in y is how much it changes vertically. So from here to here, those are 2 good corners. How much does it go up? It goes up 2 blocks, but only 1. Actually, it's 1 what? 1,000 feet. And how far does it go over? 30 seconds. So it went up 1,000 feet in 30 seconds. Can you simplify that? 100 feet in 3 seconds. How much did it do in 1 second? How are you going to get from this to this? You're going to divide by 3, and you're going to get 33 1/3 feet in 1 second. Okay? Questions? Find the slope in number 3. Well, you need 2 good locations on the grid. It doesn't matter which 2, as long as they are where grid lines meet. And again, you want the change in y over the change in x. Always work from left to right, and that is a rise of -4 over a run of 1. So the slope is -4 over 1. Any questions on that problem? Yes. Number 4, what's the slope? What is the y-intercept? Okay. Well, you just pick out the slope and the y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. When an equation is in this form, this is called slope-intercept form. M is the slope, and the y-intercept is the constant that's added on the end with its sign. If it's plus, it's positive. If it's minus, it's negative. This equation, number 5, is not in that form. So you have to rearrange it algebraically to put it in that form. So we start with 6x plus 2y is -30. Solve for y. How do you do that? And then? So now that it's in this form, what is the y-intercept? What is the slope? And what is the y-intercept? Okay? Write an equation of a line with a given slope and y-intercept. What are we going to write on number 6?
Y equals fx plus 4.
Good. And number 7?
Y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 4 over 3.
Do you have any questions about those? Super easy. Write the slope-intercept form of this equation. Yes, Connor?
How did you figure out that on number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it a negative 4 when it is?
Okay. You take, the formula has a plus sign. Okay? So if I put a regular 4 back there, it'd say plus 4. If I put a negative 4 back there, it says plus negative 4. But we don't write two signs anymore. We simplify that. When you add negative 4, it's the same as subtracting 4. Okay? So whatever sign is in front of that constant, it tells you the sign of your y-intercept. If it's plus something, then it's positive. If it's minus something, then it's negative. Okay? Now that other formula, point slope, it's different. So you got to watch your formulas. Okay? 8, I need to know M, and I need to know B. You have to pull it from the graph. How do you find M? Up to over 6. 2 over 6. What's that reduced to? 1 over 3. What is your y-intercept here? Negative 1. So let's write the equation. Y equals
1 over 3x
plus negative 1 or like that. Either way. Questions? Number 9, same kind of problem. You're going to have to find the slope and the y-intercept. Negative 6 over 4, which is negative 3 over 2. What's your y-intercept? Negative 1/2. So what do you write in your equation? Good. Anybody have a question? Number 10, find the x and y intercepts. Okay. What do you do to find the x-intercept? Okay, so here I go. Negative 2x plus 9 times 0 is 72. 9 times 0 is 0. So I really just have negative 2x is 72. What is x? Negative 36. So the x-intercept is negative 36, 0. Everybody good? Y-intercept. Let x equal 0. So it says 9y is 72. What do you do? And what is y? 8. So this is 0, 8. Graph the equation in number 11. Well, what do you think about that one? What do you have to know to be able to graph something? A coordinate and a slope, right? Do you know the slope? This is point slope form. Do you know the slope? What is it? Okay. Do you know the point? Now, this is point slope form. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. But what version of 1? Do I want 1 or negative 1? See, that's the question.
Negative 1.
See, the formula's got a minus, and if this has a plus, that must mean that this is really a negative 1. The formula has a minus, and if this is a positive 2, it must mean that it's a negative 2. Now I have to graph it. Negative 1, negative 2. Starts here. Apply the slope. Down 7. Over 6. Any questions on graphing from point slope form? Start at negative. Well, we don't have a y-intercept. Start at the point, go down 7 and over 6. 12. Is the relationship linear? If it's linear, then every movement in y, every time y moves, x will move the same proportion. It'll be the same ratio. So what's the movement of y here? And what's the movement of x? So that's 4 over 3. Here, 4, and here, 3. Here, and here. So all of those are the same. Yes. "13. The table shows the height of the plant as it grows. Model the table with an equation. Predict it at 12. Okay. What's the slope? Can you tell me the slope? What changes here? And what changes here? 2. So that would be 12 over 2. Is it the same as here? What's the change here? And what's the change here? 2. And is it the same here? Okay. So 12 over 2 is really 6. That is your slope. So your equation, you don't have a y-intercept, do you? But you do have a point, 318. Or you could have used 530. Or 742. Or 954. But we're going to use 3 and 18. This is x sub 1, this is y sub 1. And I'm going to put it in point slope form. So it is y minus 18 equals 6 times x minus 3. There's your equation. Predict the height of the plant at 12 months. What do you think? What'd you come up with for an answer for that one? What if I extended the chart? What would be the next thing on the chart? 11. And the next thing here would be what? 66. Okay. What if I kept going on the chart? What would be next? And what would be next? But I didn't ask for 11 or 13. What did I ask for? 12. Well, what do you think? What do you think about that? If it goes up 12 in 2 months, how much is it going up in 1 month? 6. So how much is it going to go up from 11? So if I squeeze 12 in here, what will this number change to? 72. I could have put 12 in my equation in place of x. What is 12 minus 3? 9. And what's 9 times 6? 54. Add the 18. You get 72. Write the equation of a line that is perpendicular. Okay, we're not doing perpendicular today. Find the slope of the line that passes through these points. What'd you get for a slope here?
5.
Good. What'd you get for number 16? What'd you say? Okay, 0 minus 5 over 9 minus 5. 5 over 4. It's a negative. You must have used 9 with 0 somehow. Okay, the next one is negative 4 over negative 4, which is, no, it's negative 4 over 4, which is negative 1. What did the student do wrong in number 17?
She swapped the y value.
Swapped the y value. 18. State whether the slope is 0 or undefined. Here's your line. What kind of line is this? So what kind of slope does it have? 0. Here's your line in number 19. And what kind of line is it? Vertical. So the slope is undefined. 20. Which plant was tallest at the beginning? Plant 1, right there. It was 3 inches tall. Which plant had the greatest rate of change? What was the rate of change? You think that plant 3 is the one that grows the most over the 6 weeks? Plant 3. Oh yeah, this one right here, plant 3. Use the slope and the y-intercept to graph the equation. So where will we start on 21? Slope is negative 1/2. Y-intercept is negative 3. So where do we start? And how do I? What do I do next? Anybody have a question about that?
Keep doing mine backwards. Like instead of facing that way, I'll face it this way.
Write the equation in point slope form. So what do we write? Y minus. Let me write this down first. Okay. So there's x sub 1 and there's y sub 1. And there's my formula. Y minus, what number goes here? Negative 6 goes there. And then what's that really going to be down here? Plus 6. What goes in place of m? Times x minus 4. Okay, this is 22. There's x sub 1 and y sub 1. So I'm ready for 23. Y minus equals times x minus 7. Okay. Any questions? Is that the last page?